Good morning. How we doing, beautiful people? Here we are, October 17th, 2024, Friday Eve, and we're going over the important news, notes, analysis, trade ideas that are key to keeping us consistently successful, consistently profitable out here in these market streets. I'm your humble host, Adam Holland, stock options expert, expert market strategist, but most importantly, overall, those things, continuous student. And I apologize for all of the doggy lint that is on my hoodie. That is part of dog life, right? Just picked her up to put her in the crate, and now I have a little tie-dye thing going on here, but it's all right. We're pushing through. Happy to be here this morning. Happy to close the gap between where we are and where we're meant to be, and continue to get 1% better daily. That's always the goal, right? It's you versus you. You want to get the edge in that battle. You want to win that battle, and you do that by being consistent. It's not by being super smart or being super talented or having some crazy superpower. Being consistent, right? It's honestly really easy. It's really simple. I should say, because simple and easy are not the same thing. Simple is very straightforward. If you do this, right, you'll be well off in this endeavor. But if you don't, you can struggle, right? That's simple. Is it easy to do? No, it's not always easy to make time, for what matters. But it is simple. So if we focus on getting the simple things done and tending to the little things, a lot of things fall in place, and I'm happy to be part of that this morning. And let's have some market things fall in place. I'm also happy about our big headline that we have, our main headline, pretty much only headline because the news cycle has been so slow. Our top news, atomic shift, and this is something that has been really big the past few days and weeks. So make sure you drop those ones in this chat, signifying your intention to get 1% better. And let's go ahead and dive into what we got going on here because it looks like big tech is going big on nuclear power. We talked about um, the kind of what it will look like, the evolution of AI and what this AI race looks like. And it takes a lot of energy. There's only a few ways to get the energy that we need in order to accomplish what we're looking to accomplish in this, essentially AI space race. Um, and that's like an insane power source. And a lot of big tech is turning to nuclear power for that. So Amazon has joined other tech giants, Google and Microsoft, announcing $500 million worth of investments in atomic energy in a bid to satiate its data center demands and artificial intelligence ambitions while continuing to meet its clean energy goals. So, nuclear funding, Amazon on Wednesday said it signed a deal with Dominion Energy to explore building a small modular nuclear reactor near the North Anna station. Amazon would also invest in reactor developer X Energy and collaborate with the regional utility consortium Energy Northwest. Just days before, Google announced an agreement to purchase power generated from multiple small modular reactors to be built by nuclear energy startup Kairos Power. Not only this, Microsoft has also teamed up with Constellation Energy, ticker CEG, to resurrect a unit of Three Mile Island nuke plant, a unit of the Three Mile Island nuke plant in Pennsylvania. So these are all the big tech players right now that are moving and investing in nuclear energy. So power hungry, the fact of the matter is the AI models require loads and loads of electricity. This is because of the vast amount of data that these models have to compute to generate responses. To give an idea, a basic text response from these AI models can consume enough energy to power a 10-watt LED bulb for an hour. That's a basic text response, no image generation, right? In comparison, a typical Google search can consume electricity equivalent to powering a 10-watt LED bulb for about 2 minutes. So that's a very good illustration in showing you that when you ask ChatGPT a question, it uses enough energy to power a light bulb for an hour. When you ask Google a question, it uses enough energy to power a light bulb for 2 minutes. So 30 times more, right? When you ask like ChatGPT or one of these LLMs. In that context, nuclear energy appears favorable over wind or solar, as nuclear creates a larger amount of power that is stable and consistently available on demand. Breathing new life, the recent nuclear bids from technology firms have raised the prospects of an entire sector. Nuclear power plant developers Oklo, ticker OKLO, which you've probably seen if you're kind of, locked in on unusual activity names, and New Scale Power, ticker SMR, saw their stocks jump over 40% on Amazon's news. Similarly, investors bought shares of established independent power producers with nuclear footprints like Vistra, ticker VST, Constellation Energy, ticker CEG, and Dominion Energy, ticker D. Even uranium related names joined the party with Centrus Energy, ticker LEU, Energy Fuels, ticker UUUU, that's four U's, never seen a ticker like that before, and Denison Mines, ticker DNN gaining. So, it might be worth taking a peek at these charts and seeing what's up. You guys know me, and if you don't, you'll learn that whenever there is a headline about something jumping 40%, typically I'm not on it and I don't care to enter it. I want to be in it before we jump 40%. After we jump 40%, it seems like nothing but too much risk for me to take on at that point. So we'll see. We can check out these charts, like looking at like Oklo, like, oh, Adam, you talked about Oklo. Like, check this chart. Do you feel comfortable diving into this stock at where it is based off of the run that it's had? Absolutely not, right? We're up here testing all-time highs pretty much. This is not where you dive into things like that. You want to look for that next best thing and get in before it takes off, not be the person that like, oh, this thing is up 40%. I want in. It's like, no, okay, let me understand why this thing is up 40%. And then let me see if there are any other opportunities down the line, right? That I can take advantage of. But overall, when things make moves like this, you pretty much missed it. So there's no real, and if you didn't, it's a very like low probability chance, that you didn't. People talk about, oh, what about initially when GameStop was moving, this and that, and the third. Well, a lot of those things did not end up moving for the people that needed to move who got in late, right? So if you just turn your eyes away from anything that starts rocketing a whole lot, in a short amount of time, you'll be better off than you chasing each one. If you chase each one, you'll probably win 1 out of 10. If you turn away, you'll save yourself 9 losses. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm always about looking at charts, scoping out opportunities before they manifest, and then taking advantage of that. I see no opportunity, right? If something's at the ceiling, I feel no impetus, right? I feel no. You got a chapstick running away. There we go. If something's already at the ceiling, like where's the opportunity for you, right? It's like buying a house, and that as soon as you buy the house, you'll be underwater on it, and there's no way for you to make any money on the house. Why the heck purchase the house? There's no room left in it for you. So that's how I feel about Aqua, right? And the rest of these tickers, we can kind of go through bit by bit and see if this is pushing any of them to levels that will make them interesting, but not interested in Aqua currently. And what else is happening? We'll finish up here with our rapid fire stock news rundown. Actually, I'm going to go over today's markets first, and then the economic calendar, and then finish with the stock news rundown. They've been reordering those. So today's markets, mixed bag. In Asia, pretty much all red. Japan down 0.7%, Hong Kong down 1%, China down 1.1, India down 0.6. The FTSE in London up 4%, 4%. Paris up 1.2%, Frankfurt up 0.7, the Dow flat, S&P up 0.4, Nasdaq up 0.8, crude oil up 0.3%, gold up 0.3, Bitcoin down 0.9%. Today's Bitcoin again at that very important spot where we are testing a long-standing downtrend here. If we don't get above it, then Bitcoin will not continue to push. If we do, then Bitcoin can explode. Today's economic calendar, jobless claims at 8:30 a.m. Anything else? Anything else? A member of the Fed, Goolsby, speaking at 11 a.m., but he doesn't really move anything. Yeah, nothing too important in terms of the economic calendar. The big thing is just keeping track of earnings, right? What earnings are going on today? Are there any, that you're involved in, right? What earnings are going on this week? That's key, right? That's key. You understanding and being abreast on that is the stuff to keep up with. So, you can search earnings calendar for this week on Google, any of that, right? And it'll let you know. You could also just go to there are plenty of websites that have it, but if you Google again earnings calendar for this week, it'll pop up, with all the companies they're reporting. Now, What else is happening? Especially important, for us with the banks that reported this week, right? We had Citigroup that reported. We had TFC that reported last night. So I took some TFC profit yesterday. As we were approaching that price target and called that out as well. So just make sure that whatever you're in, you're checking, the chart on Thinkorswim, and it has a little red phone icon. That is the earnings call, right? So make sure that you know when that date is, and it's not a day that you'll be in the trade. And if it is, just manage accordingly, right? Maybe take some risk off. What else is happening? We'll finish up with our stock news rapid fire rundown here. Trump win would give equities a 3 to 6 month rally before a snuff out. I'm guessing this is someone's hypothesis. Taiwan Semiconductor ticker TSM soars after AI demand boosts outlook. So there we got some positive earnings headway for the semiconductor space after ASML kind of tanked it earlier this week. We got a bounce on those. That bounce paid us right in the form of spy calls, small amount of spy calls. I know some of you hopped in NVIDIA shorter term calls as well. Wasn't an official call out, but we did fall right to an area of strong support on NVIDIA, and you can, have the license to take those, especially if you're experienced and you understand the risk and you're good with all that. But yeah, it was really no reason for that sell off, and we bounced right back. Expedia, ticker EXPE, gains after a report Uber explored potential takeover. Netflix subscriber addition add to your growth and focus during Q3 results. SpaceX sues California regulator claiming political bias against launches. Deere, ticker DE, to cut nearly 300 more jobs in Iowa as farm economy weakens. These job cuts will continue, right? Learn to multiply your money in markets, learn to utilize AI in order to provide more value to everyone around you. Um, Apple, ticker AAPL, could lose third of Google revenue by 2028 from antitrust case. Moody's lowers outlook for Southwest, ticker Love, as strategy initiatives present risks. China's housing ministry gears up to support struggling property sector. Investors should add to small and mid-cap stocks on valuations and Fed's outlook. So that will wrap us up. Wrap us up on this fine Friday Eve morning, y'all. Let's see what the market has for us. Let's continue to be patient, right? Continue to execute, put one foot in front of the other, and consistently aim to get better. That's all we can do, right? Wake up, get 1% better, and stand on business as always, right? So you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for our last pre-market prep session of the week. Have a good one.